Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today we're going to be working on two burning bush. This one is brand new to me. It was given to me by Ralph, one of the members of the Eastern Suffolk Bonsai Society, the club that we belong to. And today I'm going to give it a prune up and a chop. And the other one that we're going to work on is my older burning bush, which has grown into very nice tree-like form. Its first and only flush of the season is upon us, and it's time to pick some branches and discuss how my strategy from last year either worked or didn't work. That's what's coming up. All right, let's get to this guy. Got this branch here that I'm going to take off. There's no point in letting it grow, I don't think. This first branch, a more developed branch here, a more developed branch here with secondary growth on it, headed in the right direction. This one is headed in the right direction. I may not want it based on how I'm going to stagger these branches. This one's growing in a nice direction. This one is growing in a nice direction. I'll probably lose this guy. This guy's coming at me, and it has ramified. So this is a branch I want to keep. And this one here, I'm probably going to take off, and I'm going to do my chop probably right here and take this piece off as well. And that's going to be the first tranche of work on this new burning bush. So I'm going to start by taking off the top and do an angled cut. That's going in the compost. I like this branch. I like that it's ramified. I'm going to take the tip off of it. Do a little better job. The tip had already died back. This comes up. All right, let's talk about what a front could be. Can't really tell. But I want this to grow with vigor. I want it to pull the sap up the tree and help these other branches. But at the same time, I think this branch needs to go. It's directly opposite this one. I don't want to get a bulge at the top of the tree. I will train this branch up a little bit. I'm going to see if it will go up just on its own. All right, that branch is coming off. No going back now. All right, let's get rid of this guy. There's a little flare there. I'm not going to take it out of the pot this year. I'm going to let it grow in this pot. There are little red mites in there. This one's getting a spray with soap and water as soon as we're done here. Let's say I like this branch. All right, I like this one. I'm going to take this one off. I want this to be more of an upright tree, so I'm going to take the lower part of this branch off, and I'm going to take the dead part back. Now that's going up in that direction. A good next branch is this one. It's got a bud here, but do I want that to develop? I don't think so. I'm going to cut this back, leaving some for dieback. Now that's headed up. And I'll take off this branch. I'm going to let this one develop. And I think I'm going to take this guy off. I'll shorten these back to here. And remember, I don't expect any new growth. I'll take this one back to here. The new growth on a burning bush will be next year. I'll take that one back to there. And I will get a little rubber cement right at the apex, right at where I chopped. And I want it to cover the bark on the outside because that always separates. Now let me get this sprayed with soap and water, rinsed, and I'll bring in my other burning bush. This one is doing beautifully. I got this much trunk from here to here when I repotted it. And you can see it's still discolored a little bit, but that's blending in nicely, and the base of this tree has got a nice flare. Where I trimmed it back last time, it had bifurcated. Makes me wish I had trimmed it back further, but it is what it is. I still have this long, it doesn't seem to grow, to back bud onto this wood. The buds will appear here later in the season. So I'm just going to choose which branches I want. I'm going to take away which branches I don't want. And we'll get right to this. This is a good tree for bonsai, in my opinion. It did what I wanted it to do. And we'll see that hopefully in close up. All right, we're going to start with this branch, which has flattened out nicely. This piece comes from way back in the crotch there and does not belong in the design anywhere. I'm just going to take it out. This piece that goes way off to that side, I think doesn't fit. So I'm going to take that off. I can trim that back a little nicer. I want to be careful. I don't want to split the wood. So I got the cutting blade going with the grain. The other side is more of an anvil. So this top part is alive. And the bottom part, the bottom of that, which feeds the top of this, obviously, so all of the bark that feeds this, or all of the part of the tree that feeds this, is coming from underneath. That has started to roll, so I'm going to leave that. And I'll get a little rubber cement on this. I did see Titan contact cement online, and that may be the same thing as Titan rubber cement. So where do I want to shorten these to? I'm going to shorten these to the first set of leaves, leaving some for dieback. I do see buds in there. They are very nascent. And I'm going to take this one leaf and chop it back into half. It's covering a leaf underneath it, and I'm cutting back to there. I'm hoping for ramification here, and here, and here. And we'll see those buds in the fall. Okay. This is kind of in the shadow of that, but I'm going to leave it anyway. All right, what else in that area? This branch here, I like it. This piece can come off. This piece can come off. And it divides top and bottom. The one on the bottom is more mature, but this one comes out at a nicer angle. So I'm going to take that bottom piece off. This too has spider mites. I'm going to clean up something here. I think I'm going to take this guy off. Oops, just cut a flower on purpose. Taking this to here, hopefully I'll get some ramification there. Two branches coming out of the same spot here, so I'm going to take this one off. A little branch trying to grow right there. Don't need that. I don't think there's anything I can do. Maybe I can clean that up a little bit. You always want the cutting edge going with the grain and the anvil side. And demonstrate that. This is the cutting side and this is the anvil side, and one goes over the other. So you want the cutting side going with the grain, if possible. Let me get some rubber cement on that. Just putting a little more on that guy. The thing about this glue is it comes off your fingers very easily. All right, I got to shorten this. And I'm going to shorten it to this set of leaves right here. And once again, I won't see buds until until late this season. This guy crosses everything. So he's coming out. I'm going to clean up. If I can, get in there. I lost where I was for a second. All right, working to this part of this branch. I like this. But do I really like it? This is kind of where I've always seen the front of this tree. So this one definitely comes out. If I let this grow into this space, I don't need that. It is helping this heal, though. I may leave it in until that heals. Okay. Up here, I can clean this up, which is a cut from last year. And once again, I did this about this time last year. So, the apical branch is this one. And for now, I'm going to leave it. But I want this branch or this grouping of branches to someday overtake that. At least that's my hope. And I want it to subdivide way down here. And I think I'm going to leave this branch and get rid of that one. Well, definitely get rid of this one. And I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. This was a hard decision here. Little tiny branch right there. Cut off the flower. Cut off the flowers here. I don't want this tree expending any energy at this point into making fruit of any kind. And I think I'm going to cut these back to here. This one to here. This guy to here. Just going to let this one grow. It's a sacrifice branch. Got an extra branch right here that I don't need. And this one crosses that and kind of crosses behind this. Taking that out, and I'm going to clean up the stub from last year way down close to where the branch comes out. I think I want to get a little rubber cement there and here. Single flush tree, tried and true. I didn't know what was going to happen with this tree when I trimmed it last year. Only had good guesses. Do I need this? If I take that away, you know, I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to cut it back to here. Okay, moving up this branch. Gets very confusing up top. Here again, I trimmed it here and got 2 branches coming from it. I'm going to take this guy back to here, and I do have a set of leaves here, but I don't see any buds. I mean, you really don't see buds, but if you see a leaf scar, a bud could develop there. All right, I can clean this up a little bit. There's a bit of a knuckle. Where I trimmed it last year. I'm hoping these transitions even out over time. My goal for this tree is to keep it pretty small, but I want to keep ramifying it until I'm satisfied with that process. All right. So if this is my front, I think I like the stuff coming out this way and this for my apex, and I don't think I want this. Ooh, that's a big decision. Let me ponder it. If this whole thing is gone, what do I have? Could leave that low branch. I can't really tell. This will all be shorter, as will this. That'll give me... All right, let me work it back and see if I can decide. Clean that up. Did that already. I don't know if I can clean this up any. Very tight here. A little bit. This is a winged euonymus. The wings develop along the branch at angles that are 90 degrees to one another. So it's kind of a cool feature. I'm going to take the flowers off of there. This branch crosses. Now, once again, I might be taking that whole thing off. You know what? I'm not going to take the whole thing off. I'm going to take it back to the first set of leaf scars and see what develops next year, if anything. And I'll take this part off that I had trimmed back. Now, the real apex. Get the flowers off. Let me trim this one to here. I should get buds right there. Trim this to here. Trim this to here. And this is crossing over everything. I have this other branch kind of going back this way. I'm going to take that off. Trim this back to the first set. All right, that's one side of the tree trimmed up. I'll do the rest in time lapse. All right, I'm sorry. I thought I got all of that on time lapse. This is the tree all trimmed up. I want to close in on some of these wounds so you can see how nicely they've been healing. Let me hand hold this iPad. All right, so a large branch was taken from here, and you can see it's rolling over nicely on both sides. There's a lot of vigor right here in the tree. Here's where a branch came off. This was all since I've owned it. This is the one where I'm leaving this branch to grow long because it's helping heal this area right here. And it's almost all healed. It's beautiful. And then I'll look for other places where there's one where a branch is healed. And some of my new cuts right there. I've pared these down a little bit. So I'm hoping they'll heal nicely. But that's the overall tree with the asymmetrical triangle that I like so much, and all of the unwanted branches pruned away. All right, that's all for today. Thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.